Good morning, students. 8th Standard Social Science Unit 3 Hydrologic Cycle. This lesson about hydrology. Hydrology means the scientific study of the earth water, especially its movement in relation to land. நம்ம தமிழில் சொல்கிறதுனா பூமியின் நீர் குறித்த நிலம் சார்ந்த அறிவியல் ஆய்வு, நிலநீர் ஆய்வியல், hydrologic cycle. Now we'll see about the learning objectives of this lesson. To understand the status of water on the earth and to learn the basic concepts of the hydrologic cycle. To study the different components of hydrologic cycle. Further, we study about the evapotranspiration, condensation, precipitation and infiltration, percolation and runoff water. Let us see the introduction of the lesson. Water is one of the most important elements on the earth. All plants and animals need water for survival. Survival உயிர்வாழ தேவையான. So apart from drinking, water is required for domestic, agriculture, industrial purposes, etc. Water is very essential for carrying out almost all economic activities. So water is an indispensable element without which life form on the earth is not possible. தண்ணீர் இல்லாமல் நம்ம உலகத்திலேயே வாழ முடியாது. Now we'll see about the water on the earth. Look at this picture. The percentage, earth's total water. Here out of the 100%, fresh water is only 2.8%. So about 71% of the earth's surface is covered by water. Our earth's surface is 71% of the earth's surface is covered by water. The quantity of water present on the earth is about 326 million cubic miles. It is hard to visualize this massive quantity of water. So most of the water on the earth is saline and is found in the seas and oceans. Saline salt water which is found in the seas and oceans. The salt water constitutes about 97.2% and the fresh water is only about 2.8%. Out of this 2.8%, about 2.2% is available as surface water and the remaining 0.6% as groundwater. From this 2.2% of surface water, 2.15% is available in the form of glaciers and ice caps. Look at this diagram. You come to know this is the fresh water. Out of this 2.8%, groundwater is here 30.1% and ice caps and glaciers 68.7%. Then surface water. Here on the surface water, the form of lakes and swamps. Swamps is a ஈர நிலப்பகுதி and lakes 87% and swamps it is a 11%. The remaining 2% it is a rivers. So only about 0.25% of the total groundwater of 0.6 can be economically extracted with the present drilling technology. So water resources are useful or potentially useful to humans. Water in India is available in the three sources. They are precipitation. So not only India, whole world, it has three sources. They are precipitation, surface water and groundwater. Look at this picture. Earth's total water, salt water 97.2%, oceans and seas, and fresh water 2.8%. Then out of the 2.8%, groundwater 30.1% and ice caps, glaciers 68.7%. And the surface water, it is a lakes 87%, swamps, wetland area it is 11% and rivers 3%. Hydrologic cycle or water cycle. Hydrology is a science which deals with the various aspects of water, such as its occurrence and distribution, movement, and properties on the planet Earth. So, availability of water on the Earth is not uniform. Already you know that the summer area and all, and very hot season we cannot get rainfall, and some places are very rich and some places are poor in water resources. So some places very dry area, some places are very heavy rainfall area. So hydrologic cycle is a global sun driven process where water is transported from oceans to atmosphere. That means evaporation of the water from the oceans to atmosphere, from atmosphere to land, and from land back to oceans like a rainfall. And the water cycle can be considered as a closed system for the earth. So as the quantity of water involved in the cycle is invariable, so though its distribution varies over space and time. So once water gets evaporated after the condensation, then it precipitates like rainfall. Once again we will get the rainfall. நிலத்திலிருந்து போகிற தண்ணீர் வந்து திருப்பி மழையாக நமக்கு கிடைக்கிறது. Evaporation takes place from the surface water and transpiration from the plants, and water vapor gets condensed at higher altitudes by condensation nuclei and form clouds. The clouds melt and sometimes burst, resulting in precipitation of different forms. Precipitation is a rainfall. A part of water from precipitation flows over the land is called runoff, and the other part infiltrates and the soil which builds up the groundwater. இப்போ மழைநீர் வந்து நமக்கு கிடைக்கும் பொழுது கொஞ்சம் தண்ணி வந்து ரன் ஆஃப் வாட்டர் ஓடி போய் ரிவரில் லேக்கில் கலக்கிற வாட்டர் அண்ட் மிக்ஸ் ஆகிற வாட்டர், அண்ட் த அதர் பார்ட் இன்ஃபில்ட்ரேட்ஸ் இன்டு த சாயில். சாயில் வந்து அந்த வாட்டரை உறிஞ்சிக்கிறது. Hydrologic cycle. So hydrologic cycle is a circulation of water from the ocean. Water gets evaporates. நீர் வந்து ஆவியாகிறது evaporates. Water vapor change ஆகிறது evaporates. Then it forms it condenses in higher altitude. Water vapor condenses in higher altitudes, and condensation nuclei forms clouds. After that, the clouds melt and sometimes burst as a resulting in heavy rainfall, that is a precipitation in different forms. A part of water from precipitation flows over the land, so it is called the runoff. The snow melt also the water we can get, and that is a runoff water. And precipitation, then infiltration, it is the groundwater sucks through the soil, it sucks the water. The underground water and groundwater it is called. And plant uptake, this is called evapotranspiration. Not only from the oceans and seas evaporated water, from the plants also water is evaporated. So plants oda and the water content through the evaporation it makes the water vapor. That is hydrologic cycle. So the three important phases of the hydrologic cycle are evapotranspiration, precipitation, and runoff. To better understand, look at this diagram. So water gets from the oceans, water gets evaporated. So evaporation takes place, then it forms clouds, condensation. Then in the higher altitude it forms the condensation and forms the clouds. Once again from the clouds we are getting the precipitation as a rainfall. So rainfall, it's a heavy rainfall, surface water. The surface water become a runoff water. It is called runoff water. Runoff water it mixed with the lakes, river, and dam. Then stream flow, irrigation facility also people are using. So some part it is infiltration and பூமி வந்து தண்ணி வந்து உறிஞ்சிக்கிறதுனால சாயில் த்ரூ சாயில் அது வந்து உறிஞ்சிக்கிறதுனால the water table will increase. It's a underground water. Components of hydrologic cycle. There are 6 main components in hydrologic cycle. They are evapotranspiration, condensation, precipitation, infiltration, percolation and runoff. Now we'll see about the evapotranspiration. It is defined as a total loss of water from the earth through evaporation from the surface water bodies and the transpiration from vegetation. See, from the plants contain the water content, so that water content also evaporated, so it is called as the evapotranspiration. In cropped area, it is difficult to determine the evaporation and transpiration separately. Therefore, it is collectively called as the evapotranspiration. The following part explains the process of evaporation and transpiration separately. Now we'll see about that. Look at this picture. This process is called evapotranspiration. Here the water absorbed by roots, water travels through plants and water evaporates from leaf surface. It is called evapotranspiration. Transpiration refers to the process by which the water content in the plants are released into the atmosphere in the form of water vapor. From the plants, it is called evapotranspiration. Now see the evaporation process. Evaporation refers to the process in which the liquid form of water changes into gaseous form. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Already you know that. But temperature 212 degree Fahrenheit temperature. But it actually begins to evaporate at 0 degree Celsius itself. That is 32 degree Fahrenheit. And the process takes place very slowly. Temperature is a prime element which affects the rate of evaporation. There is a positive relationship between these two variables. So, aerial extent of surface water, wind and atmospheric humidity are the other variables which affect the rate of evaporation. And the atmosphere gets nearly 90% of moisture from the oceans, seas, lakes and rivers through evaporation, and 10% of the moisture from plants through transpiration. Already you know transpiration. It is called as the evaporation and evapotranspiration. Next thing you see the transpiration. Already you saw the evapotranspiration. Now we'll see the transpiration. Transpiration refers to the process by which water content in the plants are released into the atmosphere in the form of water vapor. Much of the water taken up by plants is released through transpiration. The rate of transpiration is also affected by the temperature, wind and humidity. The rate of transpiration is also affected by nature of vegetation and the method of cultivation of crops. So, transpiration takes place through the water content in the plants are released into the atmosphere in the form of water vapor. Through the plants only it takes place. Now look at the short video on the hydrological cycle.
Evapotranspiration is the process by which water is transferred from the land to the atmosphere by evaporation from the soil and other surfaces and by transpiration from plants. It is the sum of evaporation and plant transpiration from the earth's land and ocean surface to the atmosphere. Evapotranspiration is the combined name for the process of evaporation and transpiration. Evapotranspiration is the name given to this combined process. Evaporation accounts for the movement of water to the air from sources such as the soil, canopy interception and water bodies. Evaporation refers to the process in which the liquid form of water changes into gaseous form. Temperature is the prime element which affects the rate of evaporation. There is a positive relationship between these two variables. Aerial extent of surface of water, Wind and the atmospheric humidity are the other variables which affect the role of evaporation. The rate of evaporation increases with increase in wind speed, increase in temperature, decrease in humidity, and increase in areal extent of surface water bodies. Transpiration is a loss of a plant's water to its environment through evaporation. Water is absorbed through roots, evaporated from the plant's surface. Transpiration accounts for the movement of water within a plant and the subsequent loss of water as vapor through stomata and its leaves. The water content in the plants are released into the atmosphere in the form of water vapor. Much of the water taken up by plants is released through transpiration. The rate of transpiration is affected by the temperature, wind, and humidity, the soil water content, and the ability of the soil to conduct water into the roots. The nature of the plant parts, including barks and leaves, also determine the transpiration rate. Evapotranspiration is an important part of the water cycle. An element that contributes to evapotranspiration can be called an evapotranspirator. Evapotranspiration is an important process in the water cycle because it is responsible for 15% of the atmosphere's water vapor. Without that input of water vapor, clouds could not form and precipitation would never fail.
This video highlighted the water on the earth and the hydrological cycle. The next class we will see about the remaining part.